Comparing one course to the other is something most students do. Now, one such comparison that students do quite often is about ACCA versus CA. In fact, it is like comparing two superheroes. Now, these are two very different worlds. Now, before I give you relevant information, let me share a quick background about myself. I am a proud chartered accountant with a career spanning more than 2 decades across 7 large organizations, including Fortune 500 companies. I love the fact that I am a chartered accountant, and today, if you find my credentials interesting, I would give a lot of credit to ACCA, which is the governing body which manages CA. I've been teaching and mentoring ACCA students across levels for more than a decade now. So I've been on both sides of the table. So let us try and do justice to the ACCA versus CA debate, if I can call it that. Now, honestly, I've been in your shoes and I know that decision making can be extremely difficult, especially when it is about your career. I'm hoping that by the end of this video, you will have necessary information that will help you make your own decisions about which qualification to go with. So let us get deeper into this debate. Now, first element is curriculum. Now, broadly, curriculum in terms of subjects or course content is very similar in both the courses: accounting, financial management, costing, tax, etc. However, the depth of coverage, the specialization, the teaching methodology, expectations, etc. would vary. Now, ACCA focuses a lot on business acumen as well, and that helps students stand out when they apply for jobs or go for interviews. Another element is eligibility. Now, students can start CA generally after class 12th. However, for an ACCA, you can start right after class 10th. So right at the start of your career, you get a 2-year advantage. It is like saying that Tatas and Mahindras are ready to launch their EVs and Maruti will launch an EV in 2025. So in a typical business language, it is called the first mover advantage. Now, when we talk about levels, both qualifications have 3 levels each. For CA, it is the foundation, inter and final. For ACCA, it is the knowledge level, skills level and professional level. Now, let's talk about the paper pattern. When it comes to chartered accountancy, your foundation exam is multiple choice questions. CA inter and final are both subjective. For ACCA, KL, which is your knowledge level, is multiple choice questions. SL is a combination of multiple choice questions and subjective, whereas PL is 100% subjective. Now, group system. For students pursuing CA, there are 2 groups in CA, inter and final. So let us say you're preparing for CA final exams and you plan to write 1 group exam, which means that you will have to appear for 4 papers in 4 days. Now, this in itself is tough and stressful. Secondly, for you to clear 1 group of CA final, you will have to score 40 marks in each of the 4 individual papers with an overall aggregate of 50 marks, which means you need to score a minimum of 200 out of 400. Now, if students miss 1 paper by 1 mark, then a student must give all 4 papers again. Now, the students would have to appear for these 4 papers after a gap of 6 months. On the contrary, in ACCA, you can give 1 paper every quarter. Obviously, at edZeb, we also guide you on how to plan your exams and decide the order in which you select papers to appear for your exams. Now, in ACCA, you need to score 50 marks in a paper, and if you've cleared that paper, you've cleared it forever without any dependency on any other paper. Now, let's understand the exam timelines. CA exams happen twice in a year, approximately during the May and November time frame. ACCA exams, on the other hand, happen 4 times in a year: March, June, September and December. And especially for the knowledge level exams, you can appear for the knowledge level exams on demand as and when you get ready. Now, let's talk about the passing percentage. Now, for students pursuing CA, the passing percentage is very low, on an average about 5 to 10%. However, this can be slightly higher depending on the different levels. For ACCA, on the other hand, the global passing percentage is 40%, which means from a class of 100 students, 40 students are likely to clear ACCA. And at edZeb, our passing percentage varies from 75 to 80%, which means for us, from a class of 100 students, 75 to 80 would clear their ACCA exams. Now let's talk about timelines to complete the qualification. Students pursuing CA would take a minimum of 5 years to complete the qualification. On the other hand, students pursuing ACCA would be able to complete the qualification in about 2.5 to 3 years. So as students, you will be able to save 2 years. Now let us say if you start ACCA in 2024, you will be able to complete the qualification by about mid-2026 and then start your corporate journey and also become financially independent. Exemptions. Let me share an exciting piece of information with you. Now this is something all of you listening to the video will be very interested in. For a student to complete the qualification, which is ACCA, he must clear 13 papers. However, depending on your prior academic qualification such as graduation, CA Inter, MCom, etc., you might be eligible for up to 9 exemptions. So based on the number of exemptions, you would be able to further expedite your journey to complete the ACCA qualification faster. Now to understand exemptions that you would be eligible for, you can listen into our full video on this particular topic. Let's talk about training and working experience. Now after you complete your CA Inter, you would need to do your practical training, which is also referred to as articleship. After you complete your 2-year training, only then you will be able to appear for your CA final exam. So it's like taking a break of 2 years from your academics. You still might be doing your coaching. However, the good part and the best part with ACCA is that even while you're doing your studies or your coaching, you can sign up for short-term internships, which could be full-time, part-time, online or offline, and along with it, prepare and give at least 1 paper every quarter. So you continue your academic journey and parallelly gain experience and take a step forward in completing your PER requirements as well, which is very important for you to become an ACCA member. Now if you have any other prior experience in finance and accounting, that would also be counted towards working experience in ACCA. Now trust me, this is one of the key elements that stand out apart from all other points that we've spoken about. Time is cost and time is also money. Now let's talk about opportunities. ACCAs would have access to more global opportunities in more countries than their counterparts who are chartered accountants, and this acts as a big advantage. Now when it comes to cost, you would invest about 2.5 to 3 lakhs approximately to complete your chartered accountancy. On the other hand, ACCA would require an investment of about 3.5 to 4 lakhs spread over a period of 2.5 to 3 years. Now since in ACCA you complete your qualification at least 2 years early, you start earning 2 years earlier, and so you can not only recover your cost but also move on the path of becoming financially independent. Now 2 years earlier than what it would take a chartered accountant to do the same element, everything else remaining the same. Now recently, I was at Shri Guru Tegh Bahadur Khalsa College in Delhi University as a judge for their Casetify event. And so many students came and discussed about ACCA, how to decide between ACCA and CA. Now let's hear this. If you are pursuing graduation and listening to this video at this very moment, you may just be eligible for up to 5 exemptions, and what it means that you may have to give only 8 papers to become an ACCA affiliate. Now do reach out to our career counselors and check out the number of exemptions that you may be eligible for. So guys and girls, I hope I've been able to answer your questions. I would be eager to hear from you, your thoughts. In case you have more questions, then call us, meet us. I love talking and interacting with students, and I would love to coach you and mentor you. Good luck.